Welcome to Ireland. Many say it's the only country where the weather has mood swings more dramatic than a soap opera. You walk outside and it's sunny, then rainy, then windy, then somehow all three at once, like the sky is buffering. Welcome to Wander, Explore, Repeat. I'm Vicky Jones asking the question, what should you see when visiting Ireland? We'll take a 5-part bucket list approach to answer that. Hold on to your jaw, it'll likely drop. This is Ireland, Part 1. Let's go. The Cliffs of Moher are Ireland's most iconic natural attraction, towering up to 214 meters above the Atlantic Ocean. They stretch for about 14 kilometers, which is roughly the distance you'd walk if you were chasing a sheep that stole your sandwich. The cliffs are so dramatic that even people who claim to be not really into nature suddenly become poets. Located in County Clare, the cliffs sit along the Wild Atlantic Way, a route famous for scenery that makes your phone storage cry. The area is so windy that hairstyles are considered optional. Many visitors claim the wind is strong enough to blow away your problems, which is cheaper than therapy. The cliffs were formed over 300 million years ago, back when Ireland was chilling near the equator. Yes, Ireland was once tropical. Imagine Dublin with palm trees and sunscreen shortages. The cliffs are basically ancient beach deposits, proving that even rocks have a more exciting travel history than most of us. One of the most famous viewpoints is O'Brien's Tower, built in 1835 by a guy who wanted to impress women with a fancy lookout. Honestly, it worked. People still climb it today for the views and the bragging rights. It's basically the Victorian version of look at my cool drone footage. The cliffs are home to over 30,000 seabirds, including puffins, razorbills, and guillemots. Puffins are the celebrities, tiny birds with clown makeup who look permanently surprised. They're so adorable that even the Atlantic winds can't blow away their confidence. On a clear day, you can see the Aran Islands from the cliffs, though clear day in Ireland is a rare and mystical event. Locals say if you can see the islands, it's about to rain. If you can't see them, it's already raining. The cliffs have appeared in several films, including Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince and The Princess Bride. In Harry Potter, they served as the cave entrance, where Dumbledore and Harry go hunting for Horcruxes. In The Princess Bride, they were the Cliffs of Insanity, which is honestly a very accurate name. The Atlantic Ocean below the cliffs is a hot spot for surfers, though only the bravest attempt it. The waves can reach terrifying heights, and the water temperature is hypothermia chic. Surfers call it exhilarating, everyone else calls it absolutely not. The visitor centre is cleverly built into the hillside so it doesn't ruin the landscape. It looks like a hobbit house that went to architecture school. Inside, you'll find exhibits, maps, and a cafe that sells soup capable of reviving your soul after the wind has stolen it. The cliffs attract over 1 million visitors a year, which is impressive considering they don't offer Wi-Fi or a gift shop shaped like a giant shamrock. People come for the views, the drama, and the chance to take a selfie that looks like a Windows desktop background. The cliffs never take a bad photo. They're basically supermodels made of limestone. The name Moher comes from an old fort that once stood on Hag's Head, the southernmost point of the cliffs. The fort is long gone, but the name stuck around like a catchy tune. Hag's Head itself is named after a rock formation that supposedly resembles a woman's face, though only if you squint and have a vivid imagination. The cliffs are constantly eroding, which is nature's way of reminding us that nothing lasts forever. Except maybe Irish sarcasm. Every year, tiny bits fall into the ocean, creating new habitats for marine life. It's erosion, but make it eco-friendly. Birdwatchers love the cliffs because they offer front-row seats to avian drama. Puffins argue, gulls steal snacks, and razorbills dive like they're auditioning for the Olympics. It's basically a reality show with feathers. The cliffs are part of a UNESCO Global Geopark, which is like being knighted but for landscapes. This designation protects the area and ensures tourists don't accidentally ruin it by doing something silly like carving their initials into a 300-million-year-old rock. The cliffs deserve respect. They've been here longer than most continents. The weather at the cliffs changes so fast that locals joke you can experience all 4 seasons before you finish a cup of tea. Sunshine, fog, rain, and wind often take turns like they're sharing custody of the coastline. It keeps things exciting, especially for photographers who enjoy chaos. Speaking of fog, sometimes the cliffs vanish completely behind a thick mist. Tourists arrive expecting epic views and instead get a live-action screensaver called Grey. But honestly, the fog adds mystery, like the cliffs are playing hard to get. The cliffs are a popular spot for musicians and artists seeking inspiration. The combination of wind, waves, and dramatic scenery makes creativity unavoidable. Even people who haven't drawn since kindergarten suddenly feel compelled to sketch something. Local legends say the cliffs are home to mermaids, ghosts, and other supernatural beings. Ireland never misses a chance to add folklore to a landscape. If you hear a strange sound, it's either a mythical creature or just the wind screaming in Gaelic. The Atlantic Ocean below is teeming with dolphins, whales, and seals. Sometimes they put on a show for visitors, leaping out of the water like they're auditioning for a marine talent competition. The seals, however, mostly just float around looking judgmental. The cliffs are a favorite spot for proposals, though the wind has been known to steal engagement rings. Many couples choose the location because it's romantic, dramatic, and slightly dangerous, the holy trinity of memorable proposals. Just hold on to your jewelry. There are several walking trails along the cliffs, ranging from pleasant stroll to I regret everything. The views are worth it, but the wind will absolutely test your balance. It's like nature's version of a sobriety test. The cliffs are made mostly of shale and sandstone, layered like a giant geological lasagna. Each layer tells a story about ancient oceans, shifting continents, and the fact that Earth has been doing dramatic things long before humans arrived. Geologists love it. It's basically their Disneyland. Random fun fact: the cliffs are home to Ireland's largest colony of cliff-nesting seabirds. Another random fun fact: sheep occasionally wander near the edges, proving that Irish sheep have no fear and possibly no sense of self-preservation. They're the true Daredevils of County Clare. The cliffs have inspired countless poems, songs, and paintings. They're the kind of place that makes you want to stare into the distance and contemplate life's mysteries. Or at least pretend you're in a dramatic movie scene. The Atlantic winds at the cliffs can reach speeds that make umbrellas instantly regret their existence. Locals don't even bother with them. They just accept the rain like stoic, slightly damp warriors. Tourists, however, often learn this lesson the hard way. The cliffs are a hot spot for drone photography, though flying a drone here is basically like piloting a tiny helicopter through a hurricane. Many drones have been lost to the winds, now living their afterlife somewhere in the Atlantic. It's a drone graveyard with excellent views. The cliffs are also home to rare plants that thrive in the salty, windy environment. Some species are so unique that botanists get emotional when they see them. Meanwhile, the average visitor is just trying not to get blown over. The area around the cliffs has been inhabited for thousands of years, with archaeological evidence of ancient settlements. People have always been drawn to the views, even before Instagram existed. Imagine trying to describe the cliffs in a letter. Dear cousin, the rocks are tall and the wind is rude. The cliffs are one of the most photographed places in Ireland, second only to sheep-blocking roads. Every angle looks like a postcard, even if your camera skills are questionable. The cliffs do all the work. You just press the button. In summary, the Cliffs of Moher are a perfect blend of beauty, drama, history, and comedic weather. They're the kind of place that stays with you long after you've left, mostly because you're still brushing wind-blown hair out of your mouth. But truly, they're one of Ireland's greatest treasures, ancient, majestic, and always ready for their close-up. I'm Vicky Jones, and I'd like to thank you for joining me on part 1 of This is Ireland. Please like, subscribe, and let me know in the comments what you thought, or what you'd like to see. Cheers till the next episode.